What is hippity hopping, my guys? I am Thomas Big Channel and I was bored, so I decided to make a crane and a tree. I certainly did make a crane and a tree. They are here now. They are here. I am not sure if they quite fit with the vibe that I have going on here, but I am determined to somehow make it work. But that's just what I did in my spare time. What I am going to do now is much bigger, much greater, and much more boring, because I wanted to have a building right over here, and the problem with right over here is because there's a mountain there. So what I have to do is I have to completely get rid of this entire mountain, and this is going to take an absurd amount of time. So I figured that I should just probably get this done now and make an episode out of it. And while I'm doing it, I'll probably need a lot of chests, so I figured I'd also make a building where I could put all of my stuff. And that seems like a pretty good idea for an episode, so I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna take down the mountain with no procrastination whatsoever. Also, I'd like to point out that I also changed the interior in here to include the bottom half of this structure. I also did some detailing to the new portions. I added birch and I added windows and I added bamboo, and now this place is really looking nice. I also added a little courtyard here. I'm thinking that when the sulfur cube comes out, I can have like a little game of soccer going on over here. But in the meantime, it's just a little thematic thing. See, sandstone, no. Sand, no. Red sandstone, no. Well, it looks like, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do the mountain right now. So I guess I should better get started on it. I've never done this before. Project this big, where do I even put the beacon? Do I put it in the middle? Do I put it at the top? Do I put it at the bottom? I don't know. I think I'm just gonna put it here. Maybe go down a little bit. There we go. I made a super big beacon. Now, I don't really know much about beacons. If they're bigger, shouldn't that mean that they did more, that they have more reach? If this beacon is big, does that mean that it has a lot of reach and that I can mine stuff with haste farther away? Or does it mean that I get haste 2? It says that I have haste 2. I'm gonna try. Nope. I must be doing something wrong. What about this pickaxe? Yeah, it's also not insta-mine. I don't know. I have efficiency 5 and a haste 2 beacon, but I'm still not insta-mining, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Might be netherite. I think I'll have to eventually get netherite in a future episode. I suppose what I could start with is I could start with this chunk of the mountain right here, and it would separate from that mountain right over here in this bit. Yeah, I'll just do this mountain first. I'll cut to when it's done, and I'll tell you how many hours it's been. Yeah, I'm not even done with the first mountain, but I have already been annoyed by how inefficient my current pickaxes are. So I'm just going to go to the shopping district and go to the netherite store and see if I can buy some netherite. I really don't know why my efficiency 5 pickaxes aren't working with a haste 2 beacon. I can insta-mine terracotta and sandstone, I just can't do it with stone for whatever reason. I think I'm gonna go to the netherite store and see if netherite's the answer. Apparently 1 ingot is 4 diamond blocks, so I'm just going to spend all of my wealth. Yeah, all of my diamonds are gone. There we go. I now have a netherite pickaxe. Unfortunately, I am too broke to get another netherite ingot and another trim, so I think I might just have to go bed bombing in the nether in the future, but this is good for now. Let me just quickly see if I'll be able to insta-mine stuff. I'm still not able to insta-mine stone. Efficiency 5 pickaxe, haste 2 beacon, Unable to insta-mine stone. What's happening? Is this a mod? I don't know. It's like the beacon's not even there. I guess I'm just gonna doing this the hard way. Still not done with the first mountain, but my inventory is filled with stone, and my house is overflowing with chests, and I don't really know what to do. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make more chests and then move all the chests into a new building. But I'm going to have to make the new building now. And firstly, I think I'm going to have to mine a lot of diorite. But I'm also going to check to see if I have some diorite in the chests. Now, I don't have a lot of diorite, but what I do have is a stack of pale logs and some bone blocks. And I think I'm going to use these to make some lovely white texturing. I will, unfortunately, have to take down this part of the farm, though, because I think this house is going to go into it. Well, it's not really a house. What I'm planning to do here is make just a really large, big 50s apartment building. A large, big, white, fancy 1950s style apartment building, and I can get some Art Deco stripes in here, and I can add a balcony made out of spruce or something. I can get some banner letters on here in the future. It'll look amazing. Now I think I'm going to put the entrances there, and I'm going to have a red terracotta stripe going along the side like this. And then the stripe will go all the way up, and then it will go that way at the top. And then I will have a series of progressively smaller stripes that go in the same directions. And then hopefully when it's done, it'll be big and it'll look like a beautiful 1950s building, and also kind of like the logo of Target. Now I just want to do a quick excavation inside of the building here so I can have space to put all of my storage down. Now, the focus of today's episode is not to get this giant storage building done, it's to get my mountain removed. So I'm not really going to do that much of an interior for this building, or complete the building at all. What I'm going to do is simply move all of my chests into this spot so that when I eventually do the building, it won't be much of a transition. Now, I'll probably have all of my most important chests over here. So I was thinking I wanted the floor to be made out of something really fancy, and I decided that I wanted to make it out of horn coral because it's a really bright yellow texture, and I figured it would look like a really fancy floor. And what I could do is I could, when the new drop comes out, I could replace it with sulfur. And I could have a sulfur, horn coral, and maybe even sponge floor. And maybe even add a bit of bamboo in there. And then I could do some really lovely texturing. But what horn coral means is that so that it doesn't decay, I have to have a layer of water below it, like this. And now it'll never go bad. But I have to put a layer of water below the entire floor. I'm also going to expand the floor a little bit here so that I have a larger place to stand in and look at my build. And now I can officially start my storage system with a stone chest. And I can begin moving all of the other stone out of my chests and into a new one. Boom. Storage system officially started. And now I can continue mining my mountain. If creepers weren't blowing me up. Now that I think about it, I think I should also start a dirt chest. So I'm just gonna quickly break that one and put a dirt chest right next to it. Boop, bop. Boom. Stone and dirt chests finished. Now I can finally remove the rest of this mountain. Actually, turns out I can't. I ran out of rockets. I'm just gonna go quickly do that now. Yeah, I'm basically done with this mountain. Keep in mind, it was, when I placed that beacon there, it was on the ground. So I removed like 30 to 40 layers of this entire mountain. It was as high as that, and it's completely gone now. And I also made a start on my storage system, which I think I'm going to be doing more of next episode. So that's all really great. And yeah, what else is there to say? I'll just be doing more of the same coming up. But until then, I am Thomas Big Channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. I wanted to see how long it could hold that.